May 27th, 2003. Howie promises to never lie to me. Driving to Chuck's house for his surprise 36th birthday party, I was talking about Don's indiscretions that I learned about after his disappearance. I told Howie that I could accept his wandering because some men are just wired that way, but that I hated being lied to. I know that Howie would not lie to me, but didn't know if not telling me if I didn't ask would be his way of being kind. So I told him that he was free to do whatever he wanted, but that I would ask him to let me know. As much as I hate the idea of sharing him with another woman, I meant it. He said that is nothing I would ever have to worry about. He said that there was no woman in the world that he ever wanted to be with but me. He said that even though he has never been in a situation where he was expected to be committed, that he's never been that way and couldn't imagine why men do. He reasoned that some men may just have some overwhelming need for variety, but that he didn't. Tears came to my eyes as I thanked him for being the wonderful man that he is. I am so happy and so fortunate. May 29th, 2003. Howard defends against developers. Alex, Carole and I need to take one more pass through this, but won't get to it until late today. Since it is intended as a living document anyway, that we will add to as our knowledge grows, I wanted to get it to you this morning in its current condition, which is pretty complete, I think. We may find that as people ask with greater expertise, some of the things written here about zoning are incorrect, but at least this gives us a place to start in an organized way. In my mind, there are two reasons to work on this. One is that if Wildlife on Easy Street wants to seek approval for buildings that could generate revenue, a meeting place, a bigger gift shop, more volunteer housing, it opens the doors to having these issues looked at, so cleaning them up could be critical to future plans. The alternative is to do as much of those future plans as possible with existing structures, or in the manner in which these things have been done in the past. It's possible, of course, it is desirable to get all of this corrected. The other reason, as we discussed, is to put Wildlife on Easy Street in a much stronger defensive posture relative to developers, etc., who might try to force a sale or the shutting down of Wildlife on Easy Street by making life difficult for Wildlife on Easy Street by influencing more rigorous enforcement. One big question in my mind as I pursue this rather imposing list is how much of this is practical to get corrected, or whether the time and effort and distraction from critical revenue generation short-term argues for focusing on the latter first. On the other hand, the longer one waits to address these issues, the harder it may be if there are more people who may object, i.e. the trade-off between the time and energy working on this would require balanced against the likelihood of success, the potential benefit, and the opportunity cost of not spending that time on revenue enhancement. A mouthful, but ultimately, I think it is the way we may have to think about this. Talking to a few experts informally would likely help frame that balance, but as we discussed, maybe the best next step is to discuss the list and get you out to the property with the list in hand so you get a better physical sense of what the items are on the list. Could talk or meet Friday afternoon or Monday. Carole and I are away June the 2nd through 7th, but quite available, I believe, the following week. I hope you find this helpful. It was certainly an interesting exercise for me. And then this is an email from Howie to me saying, Dear Carole, here is a chuckle for you and another on the same wavelength anecdote for us. I just discovered that the card I bought and sent you for your birthday is the same one you sent me. We're either very tuned in, or I'm senile, or both. The card was two cats sleeping head to head. On the outside it said, Happy birthday to the one I will love my entire life. And inside it read, ×9. I wrote him back saying it was the perfect card. He was the perfect mate. What else did he expect?